Hello and welcome to GBA Financial News, everyone. I'm Jooyoung Kim, and today we are going to talk about Bitcoin, which has been a very hot topic recently all around the world. Before talking about what it is, we inform you two financial specialists making their appearance here today, Virginie and Yoojin Seong. Then let's talk about what is Bitcoin and how it works briefly. Bitcoin is a type of a virtual currency. This Bitcoin is basically a computer file which is stored in a digital wallet app on a smartphone or computer. People can send Bitcoins or just part of one to your digital wallet, and you can send Bitcoins to other people either. Every single transaction is recorded in a public list called the blockchain. This makes it possible to trace the history of Bitcoins to stop people from spending coins they do not own, making copies, or undoing transactions. It's like an online version of cash. You can use it to buy products and services, but actually not many shops accept Bitcoin yet, and some countries have banned it altogether. However, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and the richest guy in the world, has told users of an online social media app, Twitter, that he thinks the virtual currency is a good thing. His comments resulted in the value of Bitcoin rising significantly, and some companies are beginning to buy into its growing influence. Now we want to hear some opinions of two specialists. How do you think about this situation? Do you think it can be right investment or just bubble?
Hello, this is analyst Yoojin Seong from International Finance. I want to talk more about the risky aspect of Bitcoin. These are my points. First, Bitcoin shows too much rapid up and down. Bitcoin reported $50,000 on 16th of last month from $4,900 per unit in March last year. It records an increase of as much as 1,000%. Also, in Korea market, price difference between lowest and highest price is nearly 9 million won in a day. You can see there's so much bubble and high volatility. Because of this characteristic, other financial experts such as US Treasury Secretary and Bill Gates expressed concerns about investment in Bitcoin. Even this makes a huge drop of Bitcoin price. Furthermore, as the Bitcoin market is not closed and there is no limit to price hikes or declines like stocks, it seems to be more like speculation, not investment. For other point, Bitcoin is virtual money which is not under the regulation. Since it's not a real currency issued by the central bank, it does not have a function to control the supply of money, which is a price stabilization mechanism that will maintain the value of money. Bitcoin's total issuance is set at 21 million Bitcoin in advance. Furthermore, as you can see from this map, except for China, no country has tight regulation about Bitcoin. This means that investors cannot be protected in any situation as it's not an asset within the system. Discussion about Bitcoin regulation is still going on, but it's in progress and not enough. Lastly, Bitcoin has been used in illegal deal. Because of its anonymity and difficulty in tracking, it becomes a central currency of the underground world. US cryptocurrency analysts reported that even when Bitcoin prices fell on the cryptocurrency exchange, the value of Bitcoin on the dark web, which is used for serious crime, showed a rise. Based on these three reasons, investing in Bitcoin should be discouraged. Too many people have rosy dream about Bitcoin, dreaming of making a fortune at one strike. But you should keep in mind that you can lose those huge money in a short moment too. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Virginie Foucher, a financial advisor from France. I will try to convince you to invest in Bitcoin, or at least to show you how powerful this crypto money is. First of all, if you just look at the recent news, Bitcoin is everywhere. Bitcoin made the headlines on February the 8th when Tesla's 10K report came out with the announcement of $1.5 billion of investment in Bitcoin. Elon Musk even promised that it would be possible in the future to pay Tesla in Bitcoin. Following such an announcement, an avalanche of publicly traded companies decided to invest in Bitcoin. The Bank of New York Mellon announced on February the 11th that it will start financing the Bitcoin. It marks the first time one of the big custody banks decides to treat digital currencies as any other asset. A few days later, a Canadian Bitcoin ETF came out and raised $450 million in the first 2 days, which is the most successful ETF launched ever in Canada. Then it's Morgan Stanley who made bet on Bitcoin, and followed by Square, an electronic payment company created by Twitter CEO. Square had already bought $50 million of Bitcoins in October 2020, and it strengthened its portfolio with $170 million more Bitcoins on the 23rd of February 2021. And last but not least, JP Morgan suggested that people should allocate 1% to Bitcoin. Actually, according to Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy CEO, which is a strong supporter of Bitcoin, this crypto money is now becoming mainstream. Tesla announcements may bring to a wider public adoption of this cryptocurrency. The mayor of Miami, besides, said he was thinking about the possibility for the city's taxpayers to use this electronic currency to pay their taxes. The Bitcoin would really be used in everyday life. So why do all these investors have confidence in Bitcoin? First, cryptocurrencies are global, meaning they have the same value in every country. This feature makes them much easier to transfer from person to person across the globe without the problem of exchange rates. Then, Bitcoin transactions are completely anonymous, transparent, and private, unlike payments through the bank where the transactions can be tracked and identified. And finally, the argument that may convince you is that Bitcoin is a non-inflationary system. Indeed, put simply, the Bitcoin system is based on the blockchain. Every new block of information must be validated by a Bitcoin miner. This step is called the proof of work. And each time a Bitcoin miner manages to validate a new block, he gets a remuneration in Bitcoins. This is how Bitcoins are created. But actually, every 210,000 blocks created in the world, so about every 4 years, there is a Bitcoin halving, a date from which the Bitcoin miner's remuneration is divided by 2. So when the Bitcoin was created in 2009, a miner earned 50 Bitcoin for every block validated. Now it's only 6.25 Bitcoins. So the creation of money is well known in advance, and at one point, the Bitcoins won't increase anymore. The non-inflationary aspect of Bitcoin is all the more interesting that we are currently facing the COVID-19 crisis. And in this context, some analysts fear that the epidemic, and above all, the billions of euros released by central banks, could ultimately lead to a return of inflation. Thank you.
As they said, Bitcoin can be used as a great investment tool. It has the same value wherever you are. It guarantees your anonymity, and some say it can even fight against inflation. But on the other side, it naturally bears the risk because of its high volatility, lack of regulation, and possibility of being used in illegal ways. I wonder how the audience think about this issue. Anyway, this is the end of today's news, and thank you for your attention.